ReZ-Space Kitaaaaa! I know a lot of you are going, what the fuck is this white boy doing? Well, this white boy just said the catchphrase of Kamen Rider ReZ. And that's what this entire episode of TokuSatsu time is going to be devoted to. Kamen Rider ReZ. Now, in the coming show, Kamen Rider Wizard, I will actually go and talk about the show as it's happening and not just do an episode devoted to the entire series, because that's just sort of clunky. Now, Kamen Rider ReZ is hard to get into. If you're thinking about getting into a Kamen Rider series, I would suggest Double or O's, because they're a bit easier to get into because there's not a lot of Americanization going on in the series. And that's why I like watching Kamen Rider, because it's very uniquely Japanese. But with ReZ, they have Americanized a lot of stuff. I mean, there's a football player, there's a lot of English words thrown in for, as far as I can tell, no fucking reason. But I mean, it's a good show. It takes a while to get into. Like, you have to watch the first couple episodes, and then you start to get in touch with the characters, and you start to get an attachment to the characters, and you actually like the story, because it is a pretty good story. It just starts out really fucking ridiculous, and I gotta say, the ending of it is fucking amazing. The ending of Kamen Rider ReZ is a pretty good culmination of the series as a whole. But yeah, it is very weird for a Kamen Rider series, because there is a lot of English, as I said before. The one character, Miyu, says oops, like, for no fucking reason. Like, if something goes wrong, she'll say oops. Like, she didn't trip or anything, or like dump something, she'll just say oops, which, I don't know, it does sort of sound like a non sequitur most times when she says it. But I sort of can understand, once you get into the story of it, you can sort of understand why there is a lot of Americanization, because it is about space and going to space and being astronauts and stuff like that, and the only country really to do that was America, so I can understand why there's a lot of Americanization going on. It just... it's hard to get used to. And, I mean, something really funny, at least I noticed it, maybe I'm just fucked up, but there is a music video for the opening theme for Kamen Rider ReZ, and it's Switch On, and I forget who sings it. I think it's a woman, like, who sings it. Like, I think she gets all the credit. I don't think the band gets the credit for singing. But, like, it's so fucked up, because in some parts of the video, she looks like Ankh from O's. And I mentioned this to someone who has seen O's, and I showed her the video, and she just fucking is like, now every time I see her, I'm gonna be thinking Ankh. And it fucking happens. I haven't completed O's. That show just was too hard for me to get into. Like, I've tried and tried and fucking tried and tried and tried and tried to get into it. Couldn't get into it. ReZ, I gave it a shot and I liked it. And I'm glad I stuck with it, because it does have a nice little sort of story arc and a lot of intrigue and things like that. Its partner show, Tokume Sentai Go Busters, also has a lot of Americanization. It's less believable in that show than ReZ, because ReZ is about astronauts and things like that, so. But Go Busters, it's a little bit harder. Like, I think they sort of went back and watched the American first couple seasons of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and then just sort of took what they could from that, and then just applied it, because there is, like, but they say it's morphing time, which they don't ever say in any other fucking Super Sentai that I can remember, and they just fucking say it all of a sudden for no reason, and it's like, it's morphin' time. It's like an Americanized, like it's an American voice too, or this is a very American sounding voice, and then it's like, let's morphine, and fucking, it's just terrible. The story's okay, but just like the fucking English in it is so weird. They call them Megazords, and there's a guy who fucking speaks French in it, and they don't, I'm not sure. Fucking bug, god damn it. Bugs fucking can go fuck themselves. Anyway, speaking of bugs, Tokumae Sentai Go Buster actually has 2 bug-related people, like rangers, and it's pretty fucking cool. I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's pretty fucking cool. But getting back to FourZe, I don't want to talk about like the ending of it because I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it. But it has a good ending, and I like the villains. The villains are pretty fucking cool. And I like the idea of FourZe himself, and I like the other Kamen Rider that shows up later on, because it's fucking awesome. And he sort of... I like him because he emulates someone that I actually like a lot. And so yeah, there's that. There are a couple dull parts in the series. I do really want to watch the Kamen Rider FourZe movie when it gets subtitled by TV Nihon, because it just seems like a fucking good movie from what they've shown of the snippets and stuff. And I actually did watch the Decade Double movie. I think it was Decade in Double. If you don't, Tokusatsu things usually, they do like crossover movies every so often, and like there was like the Decade Double movie. They also did the superhero Tyson All Out War thing when it was Kamen Riders versus Super Sentai, which is, I didn't see that, but it's pretty fucking cool. But yeah, like, did you see like the next Kamen Rider in the end of the final episode of Kamen Rider FourZe, which is pretty fucking cool. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't want to get this video too long. But yeah, so go watch it if you haven't watched it. It's a good series. It has a good, nice story arc. I think if you like stories that are really, really like character driven, I think you'll like it, because there's a lot of character development between all the characters. So yeah, that's pretty much it, and hopefully you enjoyed the video. Like it, share it, favorite it, and all that good shit. Scramble 4, 4, 2, 3, 1, go! If you watch Tokumae Sentai Go Buster, you'll get that.